Are you a gaming studio who's wondering how to get content creators to cover your game? Or even a content creator who's confused on how to partner with a gaming studio? Well, today we're going to break down what that relationship looks like from start all the way to delivering a product. And that's coming from somebody who's seen both sides of it. Hi, I'm Amaya, and I've been working in PR and marketing for over 15 years. Most of that's been in the entertainment industry, working with businesses and creators to build long-term, meaningful relationships. Today, we're going to break down what a professional relationship looks like between a gaming studio and content creators. We are putting out weekly videos on PR and marketing for both gaming studios and content creators, so be sure to subscribe so you can get the notifications when those come out. Now, the first step to any business relationship is the discovery phase. So we are going to break down the four most common ways that a gaming studio connects with content creators. Now, the most common and popular way that a gaming studio connects with content creators is through a key distribution platform. There's quite a few of these, but to mention the most popular would be Keymailer, Press Engine, or Terminals. Now, if you're unfamiliar with these kinds of platforms, this is where a content creator can sign up, connect their accounts, and request game keys. As a gaming studio, these platforms allow you to upload your information about your game, have your press kit, and when you receive requests from content creators, you can view their stats and determine whether or not you would like to provide them a key. The second way that gaming studios find creators to cover their content is through manual research. This would be going through categories in Twitch, YouTube, or TikTok tags to be able to find content creators that fit your niche. When doing manual searches, gaming studios would look at similar games, their competitors, and try to find people who are covering that type of content already. As an example, if you're a studio who's producing a cozy game, you'd be looking through those categories and trying to find content creators who already cover your competitors. A third way that gaming studios find creators is inbound messages. So that means that creators are reaching out to the gaming studios to play their games and cover them for them. These requests from creators typically come in the way of DMs from social media or within your Discord channels or emails or contact forms on your website. And the final and most expensive way that gaming studios find content creators is by using a PR firm. This is typically only for big studios because PR agencies cost quite a bit of money. So on the flip side, how do creators find games they want to play? Just like gaming studios, content creators really rely on key distribution platforms. Those sites allow creators to browse different genres and request keys directly there. Social media is a key place where people find out information about video games. This is why it's so important for gaming studios to lock down their social media handles right away. Content creators also hear about games through press coverage, especially through gaming news sites. Creators also find games within their community. They might even see somebody else covering the game or streaming it or talking about it on their YouTube channel and decide that that would be good content for them as well. Creators might also hear about games at events or even through developer outreach. After the discovery phase, the actual outreach begins. So we're going to cover outreach from both sides, starting with if a developer reaches out first. Now, developer outreach is likely happening through email. This is why it's important to have a professional business email that you put on your social media accounts or onto your Twitch or YouTube channel. A good email from a developer is going to include the following things: who they are and what studio they're from, what game they are pitching you, including a trailer, why this game fits you and your audience, what exactly they are offering you. Is this a key, early access, or beta? What they're hoping for, including expectations and outcomes, and finally, a press kit. Now, if you're a gaming studio and you don't have a press kit yet, we have a video that describes exactly what that is and what should go in it. So look in the description to find the link to that video. As a content creator, you don't need to wait for a gaming studio to reach out to you. It is completely fine and encouraged for you to reach out to studios yourself. So if you're going to shoot your shot, make sure to include the following in an email to the gaming studio. Open your email with a little bit about you and your audience. Include what platforms you're on with actual stats. Tell them why you're interested in their game specifically, and outline what kind of content you would like to create with their game. Is it live streaming? Is it YouTube gameplay? Is it a review? What do you want to produce? I believe that every content creator should have a media kit. And if you haven't created one yet, don't worry, we have a video that explains exactly what one is and what you should put in it. So look in the description below for a link to that video. So no matter who reaches out to who, there are a couple red flags to watch out for. If you're a gaming studio and you just receive a very generic email from a content creator with no specifics or any personalization, I would consider that a red flag. As a content creator, if you get just a copy and pasted message with a key and no explanation of what they're looking for, that would be a red flag as well. After outreach comes the actual agreement. For the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about 3 types of different agreements that can happen between a gaming studio and a content creator. The first type of agreement is a free key with really no strings attached. This is very popular for indie studios and small content creators. It's based on purely goodwill and there's no obligation. A key is provided and the content creator can do what they like with it. One example of a no strings attached free key is something like in Keymailer, where you have been pre-approved for a key without even requesting it. It's important to say though that if you do accept a key, you really should try to play the game and give it a fair review. Just because you're pre-approved doesn't mean you should hoard keys and not produce the content. The second agreement type is a free key, but there are expectations. We look at these more as a handshake agreement. Now, there isn't a contract and it's not enforceable, but there has been an agreement between the two parties. As a content creator, you are expected to create something under this type of agreement. For most people, that includes at least one video or one live stream. Expectations from a gaming studio in this type of agreement would be a request that you play it on launch day or perhaps make a YouTube video. Using the same example as Keymailer, as a content creator, when you request a key, you do have to fill out how likely you are to cover this content. If you say you are 100% likely, you have to follow through with that. The final type of agreement we're going to talk about is a paid sponsorship. Now, these are actual contracts because money is exchanging hands. In contracts like this, it'll have deliverables spelled out. As an example, the contract will lay out the type of deliverables that you have to produce as a content creator. That might be a certain number of live streams or hours of video content produced. These types of contracts will be very clear. They'll include timelines, payment schedules, and usage rights. This is a business deal, full stop. And as a content creator, you are legally required to follow through. It's important to avoid these common mistakes as both a gaming studio and content creators. As a gaming studio, don't expect creators to produce more content than they've agreed to. And as a content creator, don't think that you get special privileges because you've received one key from a gaming studio. For both sides, it's important to be clear on what kind of arrangement you are entering into. Be clear, ask questions, and use good, transparent communication when talking to each other. So once an agreement is all ironed out, next comes the actual content creation. Here's what developers want to see from content creators. They want creators to actually play the game, not just collect keys. They would like to see at least 1 to 2 hours of gameplay, not just 10 minutes. They want honest and constructive feedback, not destructive or clickbaity content. Developers want creators to use the proper assets, including the correct brand, spelling, and logos. And finally, they definitely want creators to tag them in the content they've created. What developers don't want to see from content creators is unrealistic expectations, especially if it's an indie game. Don't compare it to AAA games that have 100 times the budget. They also don't want radio silence. If something comes up as a creator and you can't produce the content, just be honest and transparent about that. When creators are producing content, this is what they should do. Let the gaming studio know when you are going live or when you are producing the content. On a fun side note, I have actually seen gaming studios pop into live streams to talk about the game while the creator's playing it, and it's a really, really cool touch. Content creators should share their VOD or video link with the gaming studio. They should tag their content appropriately for discoverability. They should be authentic because your audience knows when you aren't actually being enthusiastic. Be kind and honest at the same time. It's okay if you didn't like the game. Here's what creators should never do. Don't ever feel obligated to lie about a broken game. Just because you've received a key or have an agreement with a gaming studio does not mean you need to lie about your experience with a game. If it's buggy or crashing or there's really frustrating mechanics, it's okay to say that. Remember that being honest is building trust with your audience. Creators should never ghost a gaming studio. If it turns out you cannot produce the content, reach out and be honest. And finally, as a content creator, never ever demand more. If you receive a key, do not demand free giveaways or more keys in the future. This is about building a long-term professional relationship. After content has been created, there's always this opportunity for follow-up, and we definitely encourage that when building a relationship. As a gaming studio, it's really nice to send a thank you note to content creators who produced content on your game. This doesn't have to be elaborate, but a few kind words goes a long way. It's also a good idea to share the content that was created. So on social media, you can retweet, comment, and share it, or put that content into your Discord or other channels to show that content creators are enjoying your game. And finally, if it's a paid deal, make sure that you pay promptly as laid out in your contract terms. As the content creator, following up with the game studio is also a really good idea. Along with sending them links to your video, you could actually send them the stats as well. Sharing how many views you got or how many hours watched on a video is really helpful to the gaming studio. Likely a studio will ask for feedback on the game as well, so as a content creator, it's really helpful if you share your experience and what your audience thought about the game. If it was a good working relationship, be sure to stay in contact with the gaming studio. This could be as simple as joining their Discord and making sure that you're staying active on their social media accounts. Building trusted relationships doesn't happen overnight, but it's very important from both sides of the business partnership. For developers, having content creators that are trustworthy and produce good content means that they have an army of ambassadors out there for their game, helping market and push the promotion forward. Gaming studios and content creators alike are looking for ongoing, long-term relationships. At the end of the day, gaming studios are looking for content creators who actually play the games when they say they will and who produce high quality content that represents their game in a good light. They want to find creators that have target audiences that overlap what they're looking for in game players. And ultimately, they want content creators who are good at communicating and easy to work with. As a content creator, building long-term relationships with gaming studios means you're going to get first access to games, you're going to have new and fresh content to show and share with your audience, and you're going to become a trusted partner within the gaming industry. The big picture is that this is a mutually beneficial relationship. Gaming studios need to get in front of audiences, and content creators need to make more content. When both sides of this partnership invest and respect each other, everybody wins. Before I wrap this video, we have to go through the common mistakes that both content creators and developers make. Here are the 5 common mistakes that gaming studios make when trying to work with content creators. Number 1, sending game keys with absolutely no context. Stop doing this if you send game keys without any intro, explanation, or media kit about your game. Number 2, expecting a small streamer to be able to move the needle on your game sales. Gaming studios need to manage their expectations and understand that small content creators have great value, but they're not going to help you sell tens of thousands of copies of your game overnight. Number 3, getting mad when someone gives you an honest review about your game. If your game has issues and a creator points them out honestly and fairly, that is called feedback. It is not a personal attack. Number 4, ghosting creators after they create content for you. When the creator fulfills an agreement and creates content, acknowledge that. And the 5th most common mistakes that gaming studios do is demanding scripted content when it is not a sponsored partnership. Remember, if it's not paid, you don't get to dictate in any way how the creator is producing content. Now, here's the 5 most common mistakes that creators make. Mistake number 1, requesting keys to games that you will never play. You are not here to hoard game keys. If you are genuinely not interested, don't request the key. Don't waste each other's time. Number 2, playing the game for 5 minutes, then dipping. If you're going to request a key, make sure that you give it a fair shot, and 5 minutes is not enough. Number 3, demanding payment on every single piece of content you cover. Some creators refuse to touch any content unless there is money involved, and that is fine if you are established. But if you are a small creator, you need to know what your fair market value is. And sometimes that's just getting a free key to produce content. Number 4, being unprofessional and not communicating. This means late responses or flaking on deliverables. This is a very quick way to burn a bridge. And the 5th most common mistake that content creators make with gaming studios is forgetting that this is a partnership, not a favor. Both sides of this partnership bring value. You bring the audience, while the gaming studio brings the content. Neither of you are doing this as a favor. It is a business agreement, and be sure to act professional. That is the full pipeline from discovery, outreach, agreement, content creation, follow-up, and then building that long-term relationship. The key takeaway for gaming studios is to invest in content creators who genuinely care about your game. Remember, it's quality over quantity. 10 content creators who are going to produce high quality content and take your game to their audience is better than 100 people who aren't going to use your key. Be choosy and pick the right content creators, even if they're small. And the key takeaway for content creators is that a game key might open the door for a long-term relationship. You never know when a small indie studio is going to blow up, and you are going to be on the top of the list as somebody who helped get them there. Always be professional, be authentic, and use good communication. And collectively, remember that you need each other. Game studios produce quality content for creators to bring to their audiences. This isn't transactional, this is about building relationships. And when both sides understand that, they're going to have long careers in this industry. In honor of building strong relationships, if you're a gaming studio, comment below on what do you find is the most challenging thing with working with content creators. And now, if you're a content creator, I would like you to comment on what you wish gaming studios understood more about working with you. Now, I look forward to reading those comments, and I will see you guys next week with our next video.